engage robustly. Our policies can be challenged the same way we challenge your policies. We are open for engagement. South Africa is open for investment in our own terms. We know what multinational companies have done to our economy, coming to milk our resources, leaving us dry. The case in point is a place called Marikana. Just go and see what the London mine did there and what Sibanye is doing there. To date, with a huge operation of a mine just next to it, there is no water, there's no tar road, there's no electricity, there are no houses, no proper schools. People are squashed in one place. Yet, a stone thrown away, there is a mine. We cannot allow that to continue as is under the EFF. We want a mine that will benefit our people. Why do people say, no, the state must not own a bank in South Africa? Because there are private banks. Why do you need a state bank? Because they want to continue to exploit people and charge them high interest. Why do you say you don't want the state to be in the bank, but the state is in hospitals? There is private hospitals, there is state hospitals. There is private schools, there is state schools. There must be private banks and state banks. And the private bank, the private hospitals and schools and private everything, even where the state participate, the private sector still maximize profit, even when there is an option of a state. We will not close them down under the EFF. We'll do what Kenya did. We'll not close private schools. We'll build quality public education where people will abandon private schools and go to public schools like in Kenya, where Kenyans leave private schools because public education is better. That's what we need to do. Private schools are closing in Kenya. So we will not close any mine. Why should we close a mine? We are the ones who issue the licenses of mines. We will give a license of a profitable mine to the state-owned mining company, where mining will not cost the state a lot of money, where the mineral resource is close. You don't need many resources and money to produce the product. That license shall go to the state because we're the ones who allocate the license. Why should you close the mine? That's what nationalization means. Means a state-owned mining company will be established and shall mine next to the American mining companies. Won't close them down, but will mine in such a way that they will not see a need to continue mining, because the state will be doing so well and will crush corruption. The biggest problem is corruption. And the Chinese have dealt with it and dealt with it decisively. You steal money of ARVs, money that must go to people who are HIV positive. Go and buy medication for people who are HIV positive. You steal that money. And as a result, a lot of people die. Why should you be alive after killing people? You deliberately killed people. You knew when you don't give them that medication, they're going to die. What happens? What are the consequences then? You don't get killed, you don't get imprisoned, yet a lot of people have died. Everybody has concerted that ESCOM collapsed because of corruption. But we don't know who's corrupt till to date. But they know there is corruption. Corruption. ESCOM collapsed. And as a result, oxygen machines in hospitals switched off and people died. So you're not just corrupt, you are a murderer. So they are saying corruption, they don't refer to them as murderers. They are murderers. They killed people. Yet not a single one of them has been arrested. Society has got no problem of corruption. They want you to deal with it decisive. Then they know there are consequences. They will run away from corruption. So that's the kind of leadership we'll introduce in this country, where we deal decisively with things that are not beneficial to the people of South Africa. But we're internationalist in outlook. There's no way we can exist in isolation. We need you for us to survive. And that's why we are open for an engagement. No country can exist in isolation. We need friends. And those friends is all of you who are in this hall. We might disagree on this or that, but what brings us together is humanity. We want to see humanity succeed, and that's what makes us friends. And the door of the EFF remains open for bilateral engagements with individual embassies who seek more clarity. We're there. Our international relations office is here. Tomorrow we're in a rally. After the rally tomorrow, things are back to normal. At any day, whether it's USA or Germany or UK or Zimbabwe or China or Russia, anyone who seeks to engage us, our door is open. Please, let's come and engage further on many other issues. This is a big platform where we may not go into some of the details, but in that kind of an engagement, Dean, I think it will be better to engage more, especially that you represent the continent of Africa. Thank you very much.
Yeah, bro, talking his shit. I got my music playing in the back. I know the people could hear it, but I'm gonna share with the brothers that can't hear it.
Swear to God, tell my brothers, yeah, we back on. In the club, pussy, nigga, we poppin' straight Tron. In the club, pussy, but we poppin' straight Tron. In the city, tell my brothers, yeah, we back on. Young slick and smoking dolo. They chain on my neck, I keep it colder than a polar. Pockets like the solar, I'm the packet of the roller. Move out the way, cause raw grind taking over. Bricks over here, we got bricks over there. It's a dog game, baby, I would never ever share. So young slick, keep that flare 4-5 in my chest. While your bitch braid my hair, I'm talking ganja in the air. Hot city of Orlando, cotton in the bendo. He think he hot shit, so I'm blowing out his Kindles. Keep the kitchen hot, we got 4 to 5 pots. With that heater on my lap, a couple of dumplings in my socks. We back on, tell my brother pussy nigga, yeah, we back on. In the club, pussy nigga, we poppin' straight Tron. In the club, pussy, but we poppin' straight Tron. In the city, tell my brothers, yeah, we back on. Swear to God, tell my brothers, yeah, we back on. In the club, pussy nigga, we poppin' straight Tron. In the club, pussy, but we poppin' straight Tron. In the city, tell my brothers, yeah, we back on. Young nigga, make it sad for real. I got bitches on my dick and they on wax for real. Hey, guarantee you cross me, get wet for real. I got my niggas in the back poppin' bottles for real, nigga. Just that spray gang shit, ayy. Roller gang shit, ayy. Fuck around with them niggas, you'll get stuffed in the ditch. I got money on my mind, ayy. I ain't wasting time. If you ain't got a dime, then you out here living blind, ayy. Getting money, what you supposed to do? Ay, you ain't getting money, I can't move close to you. Got these bitches on my truck, got me can't sleep right. If you don't get no money, you gon' eat tonight. Tell my brother, pussy nigga, yeah, we back on. In the club, pussy nigga, we poppin' straight Tron. In the club, pussy boy, we poppin' straight Tron. In the city, tell my brothers, yeah, we back on. Swear to God, tell my brothers, yeah, we back on. In the club, pussy nigga, we poppin' straight Tron. In the club, pussy boy, we poppin' straight Tron. In the city, tell my brothers, yeah, we back on. Yeah, yeah. Nigga, we back home. Got these bitches mind gone. Making $1 million plays on my iPhone. These niggas fake, these niggas snakes like some pythons. Now that we back home, a lot of niggas hating. Black Patron shit. Told my niggas that be patient, we gon' be on quick. We back on. Tell my brother pussy nigga, yeah, we back on. In the club, pussy nigga, we poppin' straight Tron. In the club, pussy boy, we poppin' straight Tron. In the city, tell my brothers, yeah, we back on. Swear to God, tell my brothers, yeah, we back on. In the club, pussy nigga, we poppin' straight Tron. In the club, pussy boy, we poppin' straight Tron. In the city, tell my brothers, yeah, we back on. Yeah, yeah, man. Solar Empire, Rolly gang shit, spread gang, man. Solo.
Man, talk your shit, Slit. Slit the motherfucking ruler on the track, man. That's what we do, man. I just wanted to make sure you know niggas know that niggas back on. So these niggas out here, man. These niggas out here playing and
Right,
shit.
Dolo, yeah, Slick is fucking Dolo.
I'm telling you, nigga.
You know, my nigga, I keep it colder
Yes!
than polar.
Who's that? Ah, cousin, comment ça va? Moi, comment ça va, cousin? Max! Max!
Oui, c'est mon fils.
Yeah? Yeah. Ah, mon fils. Ah, cousin, comment ça va? Comment t'appelles-tu? Cousin.
What is he saying?
Tu t'appelles comment?
Is that French?
Cousin.
God.
Max, parle-lui. Il parle français?
Non, il parle français.
Cousin.
Parle. My dad speaks French too? Oh, I'm just gonna say ça passé. Ça passé. Man, I failed French 1 and 2, man. What do you expect, man? Oh.
You see, yo, I just wanted to run that real quick for all the Frenchies. To all the Frenchies out there, yo, Frenchies, bro. Frenchies. But the main thing is, bro, I don't know if you've seen this situation right here, though. This is a situation that's going on where there's a brother in this is a brother, they caught him in a 7-Eleven slip. And he in there playing with the bruh. He taking people's shit, I'm guessing he's stealing. So, this is the video. I'm just gonna kind of get you.
Hey, let me get a swisher. Can I get a stripper? Hey, can I get a swisher? Let me get a swisher. Back up. Hey, just let him go. There's nothing you can do. But it's nothing you can do. It's like they're not gonna do nothing. You just have to just claim you have insurance. You have insurance? What? Does you have insurance? Yeah, you got insurance. No, it hurts you. Nothing you can do, though. There's nothing you can do, man, until you call police. Ain't nothing you can do, man, until police come in. Hey, don't. Hey, ain't nothing you can do, man. Don't do that. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. That's called whooping your ass. Whoop him! Get him! Okay. You done? Yeah, I'm done. Are you done? Are you done? Now go.
And then the nigga that's recording a bitch, bro, he acting like.
You see, and that's the main thing I kept on pointing out in the video before. I was like, yo, he started off on some bullshit. Like, if you wouldn't help your brother, bro, let him know, get his ass from behind that goddamn counter. You start off playing with him. Hey, I'll get a swisher. Don't be on that playing shit with that motherfucker, and then that motherfucker start getting his ass beat, and now you saying whoop him, whoop him.
Yeah, bro, that shit ain't cool, bro. You supposed to look out for your brother, bro. You be like, hey, all right, man, that's enough, man. You know this lesson, but nah, you telling them to keep hitting the man.
Yeah, see, like I said, he had a nice balance. I'm gonna do him some justice, but yeah, everything that you saying, I told everybody that I was like, bro, I don't know what the fuck that playing shit about. I don't like all that switching shit, mate. Nah, bro, that ain't cool, bro. Don't nah. But
Go. Go. Hey, let him go. Just let him go. Just let him go. That's enough. Hey, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. Okay. Hey, okay. No more. No more. No more. Please. It's okay. Let him go. Just let him go. Hey, you go. Go. You want to go? Let's go. Let's go. You want police to get him? You want to call police to get him? Police to get him? Okay. You want police to get him? Okay. They're coming? You hold them till the police come in. You call police? You call police? You call police? You call. If you don't call police, let him go. You want to let him go? He doesn't have a gun. He doesn't have a gun. He's lying. He's lying. He doesn't have a gun. You don't have a gun. You have a gun? Do you have a gun? He's lying. Let's let him go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's get him. Let's get him. Okay. Come on. Okay. No, it's okay. Okay. No more. You know no more. No more come here, right? No more come and do that, right? Brother, please. I'm your brother. Right? No more do this, okay?
Don't be his brother
Let's
now.
go. Let's go. Let's
see,
go.
exactly.
No, let
See,
him go.
you looking at it just the way I'm looking at it. I was saying, bro, I'm glad you eventually end up doing something, bro. But man, as a brother, bro, you gotta openly chastise him the first time before he even get beat.
You just put the bench stand on that.
Yeah, bro, it should be never no point that you like, yeah, whoop him, like, and I understand that you probably it's no time for jokes at times, bro. Like, I don't really know why would you be joking at this moment. I understand,
I wouldn't even say like that.
yeah, but it don't make no sense, bro, in that situation, bro. I'd rather just stand on straight business, like, yo, bro, don't do that shit, bro. Don't come back in here doing that shit, bro. Like, and like soon as I seen them doing it, like I said, all that playing, all that, and nah, bro, tell him off rip about give me a swisher. And then I seen the interview what he did, and he was saying he was asking them for swishers to try to distract them. I'm like, bro, if that's how you distract people, bro, you fail, bro. You fail, bro. That ain't no good way to distract the motherfucker, bro. But if that's your brother, bro, and you see him doing some fuck shit, bro, let his ass know, yo, bro, we gotta get the fuck up out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of these people's store, bro. What you need, bro? What you trying to buy? Like, it gotta be something more solution based than just being like, oh, let me get a swisher. I try to distract him. Hopefully, he's gonna give me a swisher and then do what? What was you gonna distract him to do? I don't really. What do you mean, OG, that you was gonna distract him to do what?
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Like, what the fuck he was gonna possibly do after you just? Oh, your brother just distracted me, so I didn't really get that one when he explained it, but hey, maybe he was trying to explain
Network
something.
is not. We're here.
But
We don't.
that's the main thing, bro. Said even when we listen to the Africa, bro, man, I say, bro, NATO, you can't say NATO and peace in the same shit. Think about what NATO went and did to Libya. NATO went over there, nigga, and killed Gaddafi and destabilized the whole Libyan economy. So like NATO is not people that stand for peace. So every time people want to come in and say, you need to listen to them and listen, no, they ain't listening to nothing. So what we seen also a lot of OG. I'm not sure if you've seen none of it, bro, but it's a lot of people going to like Jamaica, going to Haiti, going to different countries, and they're acting in ways that the locals are not proud of.
Yeah.
So the locals standing up on business. Sometimes the locals kicking them out. Sometimes even it's a lot of little different shit happening right now with the local people of these islands and these Americans because they're going down there with basically no respect for those people' way of life, right? So they down there, they're like, man, these people don't know shit type vibe. So they just doing what the fuck they want to do. So I seen one chick just recently go to Dubai, and the narrative, they got this narrative running where they saying, Dubai, they so sexist. It's because she a woman, she can't scream, she can't yell at nobody, and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, yo, you know nobody can yell at nobody in a third world country, bro. It's not because she's a woman. Like I see y'all the way y'all trying to make it seem, and that's why I say I think that's a problem in our community too. OG, like I don't think people be chastising the daughters, bro. I think we gotta raise our girls right, bro.
Niggas don't even do that at all.
They don't give a fuck about doing that, bro. I'm telling you, their whole shit is, bro, they want to be as nice as possible. I'm like, bro, that shit is detrimental, bro. How the fuck we gonna raise our fucking daughters the way, like, I don't know, bro. The way I'm seeing these niggas give it up, bro. Shit kind of weird, bro. It's like, right, this is how the fuck these niggas plan on raising the daughters, bro. Where they just like, yo, I'd rather my daughter be like this or be like this, cause I don't want my daughter around no boys. I don't want my daughter to, I'm like, man,
Some of them niggas be giving up in life.
See, and that's probably what it is, huh?
They really do. Like, bro, how you don't want to raise your child, bro? That shit don't make no sense.
Grown ass man, nigga.
Man, bro, like you don't want to raise your child, like it don't even add up.
Shit, nah, you 100% right, man. You gotta really think about these motherfuckers. What is their motivation? What else do they have to do, right? What the fuck?
Yeah.
He said these niggas gotta be smoking some mollies or some shit.
Like, it don't even make sense. It's like, what are you doing?
Niggas smoking M's, bro.
It's May 26th at the headquarters of the African Union in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. A media briefing is ongoing, but a disillusioning announcement is made by the African Union Commission that Haiti will not be admitted as a member state of the African Union. Haiti may be over 8,000 kilometers or 5,000 miles away from the continent of Africa. It may have no geographic ties to Africa, but there are definitively cultural, historical, and economic ties that make it more a part of Africa than its geographic location in the Americas. Aside from the fact that Haiti was understandably eager to set a precedent as the first country outside Africa to ask for and get permission to join the coalition of African nations, the African Union eventual U-turn on the decision was a massive contradiction to media reports that dominated news outlets for about 4 years. From the day Haiti formally requested to move from observer status to member status, the only story that filled almost every front page of every paper on every day in Haiti was that the African Union was poised to admit Haiti as a member. While the African Union has recently been making positive steps in the right direction, many Africans believe the organization made a major miscalculation and dropped the ball with regards to Haiti. It is a no-brainer that physical proximity is often the least element necessary for fostering collaboration between countries. It can't be overstated that in this age of globalization, physical distance counts for next to nothing. The thing that counts next to everything is a shared identity in language, culture, and especially ideology. Haiti shares too much in common with Africa for the country to be denied full AU membership status. It's the same reason why the United States has closer ties with the United Kingdom than it does with neighboring Mexico and the rest of Americas. It is the reason why Cuba has a stronger relationship with Russia than it does with its neighbors. It is also the reason why a Nigerian can connect with a Ghanaian faster than a Cameroonian, for example. The Arab League, NATO, and even OPEC are examples of how a powerful community of nations can be forged irrespective of geographical proximity. Having said that, let's face it, Haiti's bid to join the African Union was unusual, but not quite incomprehensible. Haiti is famous throughout Africa and the African diaspora for becoming the very first country in the world to abolish slavery and the only state in history that was established by a successful slave rebellion. Against all odds, this island nation became
So when you're hearing all this, like I said, the immediate thing I thought about was, see, but this is Africans. They, bro, a lot of them motherfuckers, whoever's ruling them motherfuckers, they weak. So shout out to people where you see like Julius Malema. They got the new president of Burkina Faso, Johori. So they got some different bruhs standing up on some business. Shout out to the brother in Niger. I tell you, it's some different motherfuckers taking over the role and saying, yo, nah, I don't know what y'all niggas been doing, but y'all been doing shit wrong. And clearly they've been doing shit wrong because they just like just told us right there, America, they right next to Mexico, but they way over here fucking with these niggas. Right? They telling you that, oh, if you look at Cuba, Cuba right over here. But they way over here rocking with Russia, which is why a lot of these islands rock with Russia. When you think about Jamaica, you think about Haiti. Jamaica and Haiti, like I said, we've always had close ties to Cuba. So there's even other influences where you say, oh, that's why Russia may be here. Okay, Russia also helping too. Okay, it's a lot of the story get a little deeper. But when you look at these fucking African unions, bro, they was so like just bro. They said like they got the same language, they got the same everything basically, same culture, same everything. But based on these African niggas being like, yo, based on this article, you can't join because such and such. It just seems like this is why they're getting got. Somebody over there not smart enough to really compete on the global stage. They don't really know how to be like, well, yeah, that article makes sense, but this article right here combats that article because this article says that if there's a country, blah blah blah. Like they don't have no, bro. What the fuck? Where y'all lawyers at, bro? Y'all don't have nobody that can read law and be like, nah, well, fuck that article because we got this other article. Like, how the fuck can somebody tell you that Haiti can't join, but then you look again and there's a bunch of motherfucking random countries in NATO. There's a bunch of people like Cuba rocking with Russia, which is way across there, nigga, and they right here. There's a bunch of people like America rocking with Britain, rocking with UK, rocking with any of these funny guys, and they right here next to Mexico. And nobody's saying nothing. So I don't get it, bro. I don't get what's wrong with you Africans, bro. But y'all dropped the ball. If y'all ever dropped the ball, nigga, it was this time, bro. What the fuck going on, bro?
Big time.
Come on, bro. We could have had a fucking champion in the fucking AU, but not AU weak. And look, you just heard Julius Malema. He said, yo, we need to give them AU more teeth. This shit need to learn how to bite. Like, this shit ain't no dog. Like, this shit ain't doing nothing to nothing, bro. We not moving no fucking needles, bro. We not doing nothing. They mining our country. They taking our fucking resources. They doing everything to us, and we're not getting rich, bro. Because the AU ain't doing shit for nobody, bro.
The world's first sovereign free black republic in 1804, when a group of slaves revolted and after 12 years of fighting, they won against the French to earn the nation's freedom. To date, the country has been enduring centuries of punishment in the form of economic injustice from the West for daring to overthrow its slave masters. Most Western nations, including the United States, completely refused to recognize Haitian independence in fear that pandemonium would strike if similar slave rebellions swept through their countries. Unfortunately for Haiti, withholding official recognition wasn't the worst the Western nations could do. Out of nothing else but spite, they also refused to do any kind of business with the newly independent state. France, who were Haiti's former colonial masters, specifically refused to accept their independence unless Haiti paid 150 million francs in an obvious effort not only to set back but also destroy their economy. They were forced to borrow from Western banks at exorbitantly high interest rates. It took them 140 years to pay France the so-called compensation for lost revenues from slavery. This is the reason why every media report you see has to include the line that Haiti is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. The country's famous independence story alone made the small island nation special to Africans all over the world. In addition, Haiti used its independence and membership of the United Nations in the post-war period to back African countries that were fighting for decolonization and independence. So, when Haiti was granted observer status of the African Union, which meant it only had limited participation, it was widely believed that its request to be a full member would be immediately officially ratified. Unfortunately, the statement that shattered this dream read in part, according to Article 29.1 of the
This the bitch ass article right here. According to Article 29.1 of the AU's Constitutive Act, only African states can join the African Union. Given the importance that the AU accords to the African diaspora, it has developed strong cooperation with sister states in the Caribbean region and citizens of African descent around the world. The AU is pleased to welcome Haiti's President Michael Martelly and his Prime Minister Laurent to its summits in the past as special guests, and the AU had a high-level delegation at the celebration of the 20th anniversary of Haiti in Port-au-Prince in 2004. The AU Commission has a director. I can't see that shit of citizens in this diaspora organization, CIDO, bestowed with responsibility to facilitate direct people's involvement. A bunch of nonsense they telling me down here, bro. What are they talking about?
AU's Constitutive Act.
Yeah, I'm the oh, they're zooming in. The proposed sixth region made up the African diaspora still awaits
Only African states can join
ratification by the AU
African
member
Union.
states.
In simpler terms, Haiti's application was denied based on geography instead of ideology, based on physical location rather than identity. Observer status grants a country the ability to participate in the organization's activities, but it does not give it the ability to vote or propose resolutions. Currently, AU observer members include countries that are not geographically in Africa. They are Palestine, China, the United Kingdom, Kuwait, the United Arab Emirates, Mexico, Greece, and the latest one, Israel, which caused an uproar from several African countries which protested Israel's accreditation, citing the country's occupation of Palestine. Many African countries view Haiti as an African country, although just a little further away than most. The 2010 earthquake tragedy which hit and devastated the country was one of the deadliest in history, but it revealed just how connected the African continent feels to this Caribbean nation. The Democratic Republic of Congo, which has its fair share of financial challenges, pledged and paid $2.5 million in aid to the devastated country. Senegal offered land and places at its universities to Haitian students. The African Union chairman at the time, Jean Ping from Gabon, invited Haitians to repatriate to Africa, famously saying, "We have an attachment and links to this country, the first black republic that carried the high flame of liberation and freedom for black people, and has paid a heavy price for doing so." In total, African countries pledged more than $10 million after the earthquake, and many African governments started advocating for Haiti to become a full member in their exclusive club. A formal association with the African Union would have opened more economic opportunities for the cash-strapped nation. The African Union says 6 regions make up the bloc: North Africa, West Africa, Central, East and Southern Africa, plus one last region, the 6th region, which constitutes the African diaspora. The AU Constitution defines the African diaspora as consisting of people of native African origin living outside the continent, irrespective of their citizenship and nationality. So, if you think about it, only individuals who make up the diaspora are welcome to be part of the African Union, just not countries constituted by the African diaspora. I just don't get it. Anyway guys, please let me know your thoughts about this in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, you'll also definitely enjoy the ones on the screen. Be sure to check them out as well. If you
There's always something. There's always check something on their screen. Y'all got a real Shut up.
Oh yeah, them niggas be going there, man. That's all them niggas always niggas chasing shit out.
We be the same, but trying to find out the answer just like them. They talking about follow this. And we be the one with the answer.
Nah, that's facts, nigga. You heard the most I said, nigga, the time that we supposed to be teachers, we out here like students.
Yeah, bro.
Mm-hmm. No, that's big facts, nigga. Bro, you heard what the crazy shit that happened in Hawaii? They say so much shit got burned down. I'm telling, I say so much shit. The whole fucking country down there almost got burned down. It's really one area. I think Lanai. Let me see if I can get a quick update on that. But yeah, hey man, what's your schedule looking like today, OG? I mean tomorrow was shit is that technically today, but yeah, man, how you looking today, man? I'm trying to see if we can run a cast back later on.
Shit, we can do that. We can do it the same time tomorrow. It don't matter.
All right, yeah, we'll definitely do that. I don't want to keep y'all up too late. What time is about 3?
Shit, just let me know, buddy. I'm finna lay down anyway.
Alright, we on that, bro. Thank you for coming through, OG. Like I said, we're gonna tap in tomorrow.
Bro, every time, bro. Every time.
Yes, sir. Blessings.
Listen, bro.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Let me run this quick clip real quick, man.
There is a desperate and intensifying search for the missing on Maui. Right now, they number nearly 1,000 people. At least 80 are confirmed dead, with that number expected to rise. Today, fire crews battled flames still burning from wildfires that ravaged parts of the island. Over the historic town of Lahaina, the scene is simply apocalyptic. Most buildings torched, some still smoldering. The inferno destroyed much of the town, everything you see in red. And those who escaped the flames are sharing their stories of survival, but also of confusion. We have 2 reports tonight. CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti near Lahaina leads us off. Jonathan?
Adriana, many are returning home today for the first time since this fire hit, and they will face absolute heartbreak. We've spent the past few days in town. We saw entire neighborhoods that were leveled, and of the homes that still stand, they overlook these fields of ash that search teams tonight are now combing through, looking for the missing.
Anxiety and frustration as bumper-to-bumper traffic stretched miles on the reopened highway to Lahaina. Residents who were allowed through confronted devastation at the end of the road in what the governor calls the worst natural disaster in Hawaii's history.
It's like we're the only things we have now.
Before Tuesday's massive fire ripped through Lahaina, turning 80% of the town to ash, there was chaos and confusion. Let's go! Emergency sirens were not activated, and those in town only fled when the flames were on their heels.
What went on in your mind as you saw your town?
Just heartbroken. It's just crazy to come back and see everything differently.
Keila Zuttermeister found his family's home still standing, but surrounded by entire neighborhoods that were leveled.
The whole town is just, it's not the same, you know? It's not even here.
Now, the state attorney general announcing a comprehensive review of the critical decision-making made before, during, and after the disaster hit.
Along with no sirens, residents here say the power had been cut off, meaning they had no access to radio or to television. They also say they never received a single text alert.
Officials say the power was never turned off, but likely knocked out by the wind. It's unclear if a spark ignited the blaze.
It was fight or flight with no warning whatsoever.
Officials say the majority of the confirmed dead were trapped while fleeing on foot. Tonight, state and federal teams are combing through neighborhoods of ash, looking for the remains of those who, without warning, never left their homes.
And the question remains tonight, and it's one we'll continue to ask until we get answers from county officials. Why wasn't this community evacuated sooner? At this hour, Adriana, hundreds of people are still unaccounted for.
That is so tough. Jonathan Vigliotti, thank you for your reporting.
Okay. Yeah. So we on see if I can get another update on it before we get up out of here. Yeah, that's crazy. Let me see what the folks think, because it's Hawaii officials.
Joe, you get to see their faces as they come out. And if you have food, you can support them. We can donate to them. We ask for a lot of understanding about travel into the zone where the fire occurred. And the reason for that is the health consequences. We have to go with caution. There are heavy metals there. There are toxic states where the houses have come down and the businesses have come down. The recommendations are to avoid those structures because they could still fall on people. And we've lost too much life already. There are propane tanks there. There's really a lot of hazard. Now, what have we been doing? We've been distributing food in great amounts. For those who have seen, those are the kind of the pictures where thousands and thousands of pounds of water and food have come. Ritz-Carlton and the Lahaina Gateway have been distributing provisions. The mayor was able to get provisions across the area, and we did open up for those carriers and those trucks to make sure that people could get their services. Also, we have one of our heroes, Chad Buck, who's been organizing and working tirelessly to distribute so much provision, and much of that's also coming from around the state and, frankly, around the country. Thousands and thousands of pounds of food have been donated and are coming and are basically en route. Now, we should talk to you a little about energy. Maui Electric will give us lots more updates, but we've had 1 out of 3 transmission lines restored, meaning 3,700 customers got their energy back. One of the challenges, I should share this with you. One of the challenges is that as much as we would like to get people into hotel rooms, and we're going to be talking about that here in a moment, we have some good news about that, we still have to make sure they have power there, because we don't want to move people from a place where they do have power, they do have working bathrooms, to a place that they don't. So that's coming online very quickly. The scope of the transfer was extraordinary. Almost 15,000 passengers per day were flown out. It makes our recovery work quite a lot easier. And that's why people have left most of that region. We still have people staying at the airport. People are making decisions as to when they feel they're ready to go. A lot of people are stunned. They're traumatized. And they're traumatized by what they see our people going through. Now, Mayor Bisson is spearheading this effort in Maui, and we commend him because the workload is extraordinary. For that reason, we're bringing some support. So when you look at the support that we can offer, there it is. He coordinates this effort, but we have additional military support that has arrived. 50 National Guardmen have arrived today. You'll see many more coming in the days ahead. And that's important because when we have those actual National Guard individuals in service and also some active duty military, and we're going to meet these gentlemen today, it makes it more possible for us to protect certain areas so people can do their work at ground zero, but then also open up the road, make it easier for all of us to travel to the places that we're familiar with. That's a big part of this operation. You're also going to meet the director of FEMA, and they already have 150 people on the ground, 90 assisting in search and rescue. I will leave it to the leadership there. Deanna is an extraordinary individual, and it's amazing to see her in that top post, and experiences she's had across many tragedies, including the COVID tragedy in New York, makes her supremely positioned to help us here. You're going to meet our commanders, and they, in turn, will run the task force, but they can do so much to bring this community into a safer place. Now, DAGS is working for state federal space. We're negotiating for additional facilities, but I think what people are most interested in is housing, how we're going to house our people. So we put together a temporary housing task force, which will work with our federal partners. We've already secured 1,000 rooms. 500 rooms will go to families that have been displaced because of the terrible fire. another 500 rooms to go to support initially. Then coming after that, in the days that follow, we'll have long-term rentals. Those are the short-term rentals turned long-term now. All of that's going to be covered. It's going to be covered by the state. Some of it's going to be given charitably. And then finally, FEMA will cover a great deal of the cost. Now, these are detailed, complicated questions, so they're going to be here on the ground to explain it to our people and to explain it to us. But this will get us into a housing post. What we'd like to do is get people in as early as now. But without power, without stable power, once again, it will be likely tomorrow or Monday when we see the largest number of people get into housing. I can assure you it's going to be a great relief for the incredible volunteers that are in the field. A couple more questions that people have had. What do we do long term? How do we do this? We give people vouchers, we get them into their housing. What we also have to do is we have to find resources for them. And in order to do that, you're going to see state funds, federal funds, in the billions of dollars over time. But we also want to make that resource available immediately. And so FEMA will be describing that to you. If people want to donate, once again, please go to the many websites. One of them is the Hawaii Community Foundation. It's Maui Strong. You'll see that there. Tens of millions of dollars are coming in. And that's going to be distributed to our people. So thank you. Thank you for that. I'll just close with this. This is the largest natural disaster we've ever experienced. It's going to also be a natural disaster that's going to take an incredible amount of time to recover from. So in the next few days, as we characterize how many people we've lost and how many people are coming into our community, please understand that we come at this like an ohana, because it's going to be, in the short term, heartbreaking. In the long term, people are going to need mental health care services. In the very long term, we'll rebuild together. That's why we brought this team together, and we appreciate your patience. We will continue to do these conversations so the world knows what Maui's going through. Aloha.
Mahalo, Governor. I'm going to remind everybody here today, we are the state of aloha, and so we ask kindly that you please operate under the value of aloha, which is respect. Question and answers will come when we are done with remarks, which I had gone through with media already. Okay? Mahalo nui for your cooperation. Give me a second to reset, and we will continue on. Mahalo, Governor. Next, I would like to welcome Maui County Mayor Richard Bisson.
Aloha. Mahalo, first of all, for the outpouring of support from the people across our state and, in fact, the world. Most especially from our local community, those who have lost loved ones and homes, who are still pulling together to help others. Our local people know this community better than anyone, and they've truly taken the lead in getting support for those in need. We see this as a local-led, government-supported response. Just as you've heard from the governor and you'll hear from our federal partners, they're here to help us with the needs that we have. We know we have a lot to do. We're doing our very best to address the needs and our concerns. We're moving from the immediate fire response to long-term recovery, and we'll be adjusting our operations accordingly. And that means we're moving food distribution points closer into communities where people are sheltered in place. We're working on long-term shelter needs, as the governor just shared. We have established a family center and Red Cross hotline to help connect our families to each other. We are working to get more first responders, medical care, and community partners into our impacted areas. Our utility partners are continuing to work hard to restore power and phone service. We are managing the highway closure point to ensure that access into the impact zone is limited to those critical responders, those that are providing necessary goods and services out there. Lastly, we're expanding our flight service to help our visitors return home. That opens up resources for our residents. In the coming days, we will see a larger presence of the National Guard personnel. These folks are here to help us. This event is larger than us, and we need and we welcome their help. We're on a long road to recovery, but I assure you we will recover working together. Mahalo.
Have you ever wondered?
Mahalo, Mayor Richard Bisson. At this time, we'd like to welcome Deanne Criswell, Federal Emergency Management Agency Administrator. Administrator Criswell.
Thank you. Aloha. On behalf of President Biden, I just wanted to start by expressing how deeply impacted we know this community is, and that our prayers are with everybody that has been impacted by this truly, truly tragic event. And I had the opportunity today to spend the day with Governor Green and see firsthand really what this devastation is. And as I was watching this over the news over the last few days, and you can see how tragic it is, it really doesn't put it into a full picture until you're on the ground and you see just the level of devastation that this community has experienced. So I had the opportunity today to talk with both the governor and Mayor Bisson about what their needs were. And this is really why I came. I needed to be able to see firsthand what the challenges are going to be, talk to the governor, talk to the mayor, to hear what their concerns are and what resources they are going to need as we go forward. But then I also wanted to talk to the people that have been impacted. And so I had an opportunity to go to the War Memorial Shelter and talk to those families who have been staying there. And I heard their stories. I heard their harrowing stories of escape, evacuating again, a car that was caught on fire, and they got into somebody else's car. Yet what I always find, even during these incredibly tragic times, is this resilience of a community to come together and support each other.
Have you ever wondered why most resource-rich countries are so poor? Why can they not get the full value of their resources? Why are they victims of poverty and unemployment? I mean, just look around you. Venezuela has oil, the Democratic Republic of Congo has diamonds, and Angola has both oil and diamonds. And yet, these countries are all poor, just like Niger. It has a wide variety of minerals and resources. It is one of the world's biggest producers of uranium, a major producer of gold in the African continent, and a major source of oil in West Africa. Yet, the country has not been able to cash in on its resources. It remains one of the world's poorest countries. 42.9% of its people live in poverty. 83% of them live in rural areas, and 20% of them cannot meet basic daily needs. Why? Is the country suffering from the resource curse, the paradox of the plenty, or is it a victim of foreign exploitation? You know, a casualty of the global battle for resources. Hello and welcome. This is Gravitas Plus. I am Molly Gambhir. It has been over 2 weeks since the coup in Niger. The country's constitution has been suspended. Foreign troops are being forced to go back home. And the supply of uranium sales to the West might stop. That's right. Niger's junta is threatening to stop selling uranium to the West, a move that might hurt Western nations deeply. And here's why. According to a World Nuclear News report, Niger supplies around 5% of the world's uranium, a resource critical to Europe's nuclear energy. According to the Euratom Supply Agency, the EU purchased around 2,905 tons of raw uranium in the year 2021. And this, by the way, represented about 24% of the EU's uranium imports, putting Niger ahead of Kazakhstan as the EU's leading source of uranium. Which European country buys the most uranium from Niger? France. Niger accounts for 15% to 17% of the uranium used to generate electricity in France. So if the junta halts the supply of uranium, France would be the biggest loser. And observers say that Paris invited this upon itself. Have a look at this 2013 report. It was published by Oxfam. It said that France was making a killing, profiting off the uranium in Niger. Yet, the people of Niger have seen almost no benefits from this uranium extraction. 1 out of every 3 light bulbs in France is apparently lit because of Nigerian uranium. Yet, in Niger, nearly 90% of the population has no access to electricity. Why is that? Why is the world's 4th largest uranium producer and a strategic supplier to France still poor? Why has it failed to benefit from the revenue of this extraction? Here's what Oxfam said. The multinationals that are mining uranium in Niger have a habit of signing secret agreements and indulging in closed negotiations. There is no transparency and there is no equity. The deals are more accommodative for the firms that mine uranium than the people of Niger. And is this why the French embassy in Niger was attacked immediately after the coup? Have a look at these visuals. On the 31st of July, thousands of people backing the coup in Niger assembled outside the French embassy. They waved Russian flags and chanted, "Down with France." It does not end there. On the 10th of August, a senior advocate from Niger's neighbor, Nigeria, blamed the coup on the exploitation of resources. He said the reckless exploitation of natural resources is one of the principal driving forces behind the unsettling political unrest and the rise of unconstitutional changes in government, not just in Niger, but in the entire West African region. Let me quote from his exact statement. The implementation of the anti-people's policies of the foreign forces has continued to increase the poverty of the entire people of the region. Such exploitation is compounded by the control of the national economy by the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund. Now, these are big claims. Is there any merit to them? There certainly is. You see, Niger is not the only state in the region with valuable strategic resources that has witnessed a coup. Have a look at this map. In the year 2021, the Republic of Guinea witnessed a coup. It holds the distinction of being the world's largest producer of bauxite, an essential mineral for a host of industrialized economies, especially Europe. Same story with Mali. In 2021, the country was ranked as the 4th largest producer of gold in Africa, producing about 63.4 tons. The same year, the country witnessed a coup. And then we have Burkina Faso. It is the 5th largest producer of gold in Africa, producing around 45 tons. In January 2022, Burkina Faso also witnessed a coup. You know what's common among these countries? Most of their resources are mined by foreign companies, companies that are either from the US, Canada, or France. I'm not saying they go there with vested interests, but there is some level of exploitation that indeed does take place. Have a look at what this report states. It talks about how, despite the end of French colonialism in West Africa, the country still maintains neo-colonial policies, effectively controlling West African economies by making them use the CFA franc as their national currency. Let me quote an excerpt from the report. The CFA franc is a barrier to industrialization and structural transformation in these countries. It is a neo-colonial device that continues to destroy any prospect of economic development in user nations. And this economic exploitation, by the way, is just one piece of the puzzle. The other is military dominance. You see, the United States has one of its largest and most important drone bases in Niger. The Air Base 201. It cost $110 million to build and an additional $20 to $30 million per year to maintain. That's right, the US is spending millions on a military base in one of the poorest countries on earth. This base has been functioning for years, yet it has not brought the Nigerian people any prosperity. By all means, it only served America's geostrategic interests, helps it protect French and American economic activity. The point I'm trying to make is fairly simple. This external influence and interference in West African countries, coupled with the unchecked extraction of the region's vast natural resources, may explain why the militaries and the people of these states have risen in revolt. Their actions cannot be justified by any means. But maybe it's not just power that they are seeking. Maybe they are also seeking complete decolonization, complete control of their resources, and complete sovereignty. Think about it.
Y'all heard that, man. So y'all already see what's going on with this situation. We're gonna tap back in. Thank everybody for tuning in to the show and enjoying the little get together that we had tonight. We'll see y'all on the next episode. Peace. Matter of fact, hold on, where am I, man? I'm tripping. I ain't know you saying. I ain't transition, but yeah, we about to get up out of here. Thank everybody for coming through tonight.